Well, good afternoon, gentlemen. Thank you for sparing your time during the summit to be present and have a little quick discussion on a few issues that are very relevant to this area. First of all, welcome to this short discussion. And my first question will be, Sheikh, to you, Al-Maskeray, that I believe this is your second time you've attended the Horasis meet. I believe the first one was at Cyprus, which was the Russia meet. And I see you again at the Arab meet here this time. So the normal question that comes to my mind is, what is it that draws you towards Horasis, a summit of this kind that brings policy, business leaders, non-profits, all of them together? So if you could just give me your perspective.
Okay, I'll give you a very brief of my background as a diplomat, and I always work with the multilateral. So I believe this collective thinking. And these panels give us a collective thinking, which ideas being thrown to the public, and everybody grab what he wants out of these ideas. But the most important, most interesting things in this kind of gathering is the context, knowing people. Since last April, which is the
Cyprus, when the Cyprus happened, yes.
We had a lot of context, and we continue. So here, some people who have been there, we follow up what we have discussed earlier and what we communicated by email. So it's very interesting panels and forum to discuss and exchange ideas, and also open mind to have open mind for the countries and into introduction to each country.
Super. So that means I hope to see you in the forthcoming many Horasis events, both in the Arab world as well as the one in Europe, as well as...
Actually now, I don't want to announce it officially, but we are under talk with Dr.
Richter, Frank
Richter. We may conduct one conference every year in Muscat.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Right. So
that's great.
Unofficially yet.
Well, that's great, and I think that'll further give more impetus to this movement that we're talking about. Rajiv,
yes,
you know this area very well.
Very well.
So I'm very tempted to ask you one question about, the collaborative opportunity for manufacturing sector between the Arab world and India. I mean, I know people have been talking about services quite a bit, but what is your thinking in terms of an opportunity or not for a manufacturing collaboration between the Arab world and Indian subcontinent?
There is tremendous opportunity. As being an AIMA president, we come across so many global leaders, and it is my first meeting in Horasis here in Arab world on the subject. Is also very interesting. Arab has a lot of potential. They have created one of the world's strongest brand called Emirates. You see manufacturing units in Arab world, 80–90% of the labor is from India. Now I want Arab to look at the investment in India. Basically what we get FDIs or FII investment in India is normally from European countries or from USA. But Arab countries have a lot of money, and they can look for their investment in that Indian industry basically, and they can invest in India. That's one way from Arab side. And second way, technology. Yes, we do have a technology, we have a young population, we have a good, intelligent, well-studied boys, managers from India. I, being a head of All India Management Association, we have excellent managers who can manage crisis, who can manage any situation of a business, and it could be a great asset to the Arab world basically. And Arab is very well equipped with infrastructure, energy and power and water and everything. So Arab has everything basically.
In fact, you took the question out of my mouth. I was going to ask this, that how come we see much lesser or no amounts of FDI in India from the Arab world? And I think that will further this partnership. Very quick question on the side. What is the tariff agreement between GCC and India? Is there any concessional tariff, or is there an agreement that is up?
There is no common tariffs between the GCC.
Okay.
But maybe there are some bilateral
Bilateral tariffs, because that will further
what
help.
I want to add, I mean, what Rajiv said, the relation between India and this area, it's not today.
Oh,
it's about 5,000 years
centuries ago.
5,000 years ago.
True.
Culturally, even the stomach, we have the same food.
That's correct. That's correct. It's very conducive.
Yeah, it is. No, this we have a lot of common culture. We have geographical area. What we think the important, there's a tool from both sides we have to look at and what to take action. From Indian side, I believe that this is the future of the world economy. And this is not to me, it is what is statistics say, that the future is India and China. And India for us is the neighboring country. So, but what we needed from India, we don't know India, except from the experts coming, okay, and the labor exporting. But still, from the part of the investment, okay, still we are not aware. While we look on the, most of the Western countries are coming to India to invest. Okay, so it is what I request the Indian authority, company, investment opportunity, to have a kind of a panel or forum to invite investment from this region. And today I will advise the other side, I will advise the Arab countries, okay, to go to India today, a more profitable, much cheaper than tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because still opportunities are very high, a potential we have.
General, I have a question for you, Sudhir Sharma.
Yeah,
I know you have a defense background, but your passion for technology, entrepreneurship, leadership is so unparalleled that what do you think? You know, this is a sunny area, this is an area which needs more energy. What is it that you think are specific opportunities of certain industrial segments that you think we can collaborate to further bilateral trade and become the hub for that in this part of the world?
Well, like you said, that energy security is another very big imperative of the region. While the Arab world may be energy surplus currently, but it's a finite resource. And like you said, this is the most sunniest part of the world. And if you can harness some of the energies, they got the sea, they got the sun, solar power, and India, China, the developing economies they are energy hungry. And this can become one of a hub to feed the energy resources into our countries, because there's going to be a lot of shortage of it. And I see that talent being developed. And with what Rajiv said, if technology and this can be harnessed together in this region, they create the jobs and the safety, and we require the energy, and that can be really done together with taking the technology. In fact, Niraj, I had another linked question with that. We talked about technology, asking to Sheikh Sahab. Yesterday and today, if you remember, the Highness and everybody is talking about innovation and technology as the drivers of growth for the Arab region. My thinking process was, and Rajiv also can come into it, that imported technology to generate jobs is one part of it. When is it the possibility of the Arab world building their own roots for technology where it can grow indigenously and then it can, grow slowly, so that the growth becomes more consistent rather than, cyclic? Is it possible that that will take place over a period of time? Because
not only that, this morning I mentioned the role of if we have both sides, Indian subcontinent technology and know-how with Arab liquidity to go together outside of the region, like Africa. Africa is one of the areas doing everything. So why don't we think, okay, I mean, practically, let's join hands and go to this continent instead of leaving it to others.
It's a very valid point. In fact, I just want to add one more line, because I think culturally and historically, India and this region have been working very closely.
True.
People respect each other.
True.
They trust each other, and I think that synergy can be furthered using technology, innovation, these new segments of investments, innovation, and I think something absolutely fresh and long can be built from here. I think we should all take this message back to wherever we come from.
Yeah.
A Chamber of Commerce, bilateral, cultural, and take the message that it's a win-win for everyone.
But I trust more private sector should lead this.
I believe so. That's a good point. It's a private sector.
Perfect.
Can be the platform for all parties.
Absolutely. Okay. So thank you very much for being here, and you have a safe flight back from wherever you came, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you, Niraj. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.